Although Darnell Wright is in his very first training camp with the Chicago Bears, some of the reports coming out of camp have been very positive, and today we're going to analyze some of his clips. Specifically, we'll be watching the clips from the most recent practice, which is today's practice, because for the Bears, it was the first padded practice, so it was the official practice. Now, this clip here was from yesterday, and I do want to just show it to you guys because Darnell Wright puts down the defensive end here. Really, really nice job being physical, playing tough. But to me, the big thing with Darnell Wright was kind of what he did today. And let's go ahead and get into it. Starting with the first clip here, you're going to have a run here to the right of the formation. If you guys keep an eye on Wright, and I know it is kind of hard based off this angle, but we've slowed it down, we've zoomed in. You can see in slow motion that Darnell Wright's going to do a really nice job getting a push. And he stays very low. And that was actually one of the reports we got out from camp, according to people who were, being able to watch every single rep, all of the goal line reps, right? Because we don't have footage of all of it. But one of the things that really came out was that Darnell Wright was staying low and he was moving people. And that doesn't surprise me based off of his college tape, right? And even when you look here, like when Darnell Wright gets out of his stance, look at the angle he takes, right? He's very, very low out of his stance. And you can see compared to the left guard, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can see Darnell Wright right about there, and he is lower than the left guard next to him, who in this instance I believe is Lucas Patrick. Can't be 100% sure, but that is who was playing right guard with Nate Davis out. But you can see that push, right? You can see both Patrick and Wright get a massive push, and the running back runs it in right from that side. And when I say they got a massive push, you can see the double team. They're going to basically make contact with the same guy right about there. And from there, you can see them basically stand this guy up and push him backwards. So just a really, really nice job. On the other end, you can see Cody White here, the center. He's going to get stood up. Can't have that in these goal line situations. He basically is not low enough, and you can see the nose here really gets underneath him, and this guy's going to basically push him right back. And that's a really, really bad spot to be in as a center. I mean, he basically gets controlled here by this nose. But again, you still score because the running back does have that vision to kind of cut it slightly to the right. So interesting rep in the goal line situation. But with that being stated, let's go ahead and get into the next rep here. In this rep, Justin Fields is going to throw a touchdown pass. Keep in mind, this is the starting offensive line right now without Nate Davis, of course. And I really want to break this play down. We'll talk about Darnell Wright. He does a pretty nice job. And we'll talk about pretty much every single one of these guys from left tackle over to right tackle. So just to make it known, left tackle right now is Braxton Jones. Left guard is Teven Jenkins. The center is Cody White here with the right guard currently filling in with Lucas Patrick. And Darnell Wright is at the right tackle position. If you guys watch Wright, he's going to do a really, really nice job getting out of his stance. Explosive. And you can see as he sets up, he's going to take on the defensive end here, and he's going to shut him down. Now, he does obviously get the double team, but I don't even think that was really needed, right? Based off of how Darnell Wright gets out, nice explosive kick step, gets out, throws a nice right punch, and you see the defensive end kind of try swatting that punch. Right, you see the left hand of the defensive end kind of come up, and I do apologize. I know it's very, very blurry, but we work with what we have, right? So a nice job by the defensive end to try to swat that down, but Darnell Wright is strong, right? So he's not going to get swatted down, and just like that, he's established the half-man relationship. Great footwork, great technique, and he shuts this defensive end down. Just a really, really nice job. Field steps up and throws it. Now let's talk a little bit about the left tackle, left guard. Braxton Jones was one of my favorite rookies coming out last year. I noticed him early on in camp and preseason and some of the things he was kind of doing. He definitely looks better, right? He looks more comfortable. He looks more explosive. On this rep here, he's going to basically let the defensive end go upfield. The defensive end does get the edge, but keep in mind, it doesn't matter sometimes when you're a tackle, right? Because you basically push the guy up around the corner, and basically the quarterback's able to step up. As you see in this play specifically, the quarterback obviously steps up, right? And the quarterback's able to get the ball out. Now, if you look at the left guard and Teven Jenkins, and you guys know I'm a huge Teven Jenkins fan, it does look like he lost a little bit here, right? I would say that the defensive tackle right there beats him. I believe that's number 93, who is Justin Jones. He's going to do a really, really nice job with the move on Jenkins. I would say Jenkins loses this rep, right? You're going to see the defensive tackle here is basically going to cross chop, rip, and he basically has to leverage on Jenkins. And I think this would get called a hold because the tackle has thrown those hands up and Jenkins kind of has him hooked with the left arm. So I would say this is a losing rep by Jenkins. Keep in mind it is the first day of practice, is the first day of padded practice specifically. Also, never underestimate Justin Fields and his ability to, step through and possibly, make a play happen. But also at the same time, keep in mind, these defensive players are not going to sack Justin Fields, right? They're not going to touch him. They're not going to get close. They're not even going to make the effort, right? So I did want to point that out. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. So in that last play, I told you guys about how the defensive end went upfield and the left tackle kind of just let it happen. This time, if you guys watch Darnell Wright, he's basically going to do the same exact thing. I'll let you guys watch it in real time and then we'll slow it down. One of the things with these clips is it is very hard with the angle that we have to kind of watch things in real time, but Fields does a really nice job stepping through there and making a play happen. But with that being said, let's go ahead and slow this play down. If you guys watch Darnell Wright, he's going to do a really nice job getting out of his stance. Nice job with the base, the footwork. Everything looks perfect with this guy, right? His technique is very, very, very sound. He's patient. He doesn't attack when he doesn't need to. The defensive end's going to take the outside corner there, and Wright just basically pushes him upfield, right? So that's a really, really, really nice job by Darnell Wright. Keep in mind, Justin Fields out of his quarterback drop is going to look to the left, and Darnell Wright's going to let his guy go upfield, and then from there, Fields is going to step up through the right side, right? So he's kind of naturally making that progression left to right. And it is interesting because I wonder if these offensive linemen are coached that, hey, Justin Fields' read is initially to the left. So if you're the opposite tackle, maybe you let a guy kind of go upfield a little bit to possibly create that running lane for Fields. Again, not 100% sure if that's something that's coached or if Wright just decided to kind of let his guy go upfield to make that natural pocket for Justin Fields. Either way, it's a nice rep right there by the right tackle. Braxton Jones does a pretty nice job, although he does give up a little bit too much ground, and Fields and the defenseman does kind of get to the inside. Obviously, Fields rolls out of the pocket, so I'm not sure how much that right there impacted Fields' judgment to take off running. Regardless, 91, man, he's a guy to be really excited about if you're a Bears fan. And Dominique Robinson had a really good season last season. Came on, strong in certain games when he really got those snaps. Really excited to watch him this season. You see him and Braxton Jones really going at it with one another. I do think that he wins this rep, right? And let's go ahead and just kind of look into it. He's going to do a great job with the hand placement. Gets both hands right to the shoulder pads of Jones. Really just that bull rush to kind of throw this guy to the side. Pushes with that left arm. Brings the right arm over the top. Breaks that contact. Yes, there's a massive pull in the way, so we don't see what really happens here. But to me, I think this is pressure. I think this could be have been a sack in a real life situation. But an interesting play nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get into the next play. So one of the things we've known about Darnell Wright is his ability to anchor down. And this is a really, really nice rep by Wright to anchor down against the defensive end. And this is kind of what I'm excited about to watch Wright come the first preseason game, right? This right here is what I want to continue to watch of this guy. You see him get out of his stance, really nice, explosive. Again, that technique, that footwork, that consistency. Makes good contact with the defensive end, gets the hands to the inside, and bam, he just anchors down, mirrors the defensive end, and to me, that's a really, really, really nice job. This is exactly what I want to see by Darnell Wright. Stay consistent, continue that technique going forward. Darnell Wright was my number one offensive lineman, right? And some of the videos that I posted about Wright on this channel have been removed based off of, NCAA has kind of come after some of us content creators that are creating college content. So a lot of my Darnell Wright videos may be hidden, but if you guys follow me on social media, you guys know that Darnell Wright is my number one offensive tackle from this past season. I'll continue that forward, right? I'll continue to see if I was wrong on that take or if I was correct. But based off of, the first padded practice, based off of the clips that I've seen, and keep in mind there's some clips that I've kind of removed because of the quality was a lot worse than the quality of these clips. I basically have decided to take some of those out, but the guy looked very good in a lot of those clips, right? Here's a clip that I kind of removed, but I just wanted to use as an example really quickly. Darnell Wright does a good job once again. If you really watch Wright, he does a nice job making contact, and he's going to shut this defensive end down. And he's done this pretty much the entire camp. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have any losing reps, because he did have one that I do want to show you guys here. And again, I know it's blurry, but if you guys keep an eye on Wright, the defensive end is going to beat him around the edge. Right there, he's going to end up losing. A really nice job by the defensive end. It's kind of hard to make out exactly who that is. I believe it's number 99, who's Travis Gibson. Not 100% sure though, but the defensive end's going to do a great job. And again, I apologize for the quality, but the defensive end, you can see, is going to hezzy to the inside and give him an outside chop with the rip. Right, it's a 1-2 move, and there's an alternative angle we have of this play. You guys can watch it from the alternative angle. It's a little bit more clear, but again, inside hezzy, outside chop, rip, and you see Darnell Wright basically gives up ground. To me, that's a losing rep, right? This play right here is a losing rep because the defensive end does get to the outside here, and you can see that this is likely some sort of pressure, hit, or sack on the quarterback. Again, not a big deal, right? But I do want to just show you guys the losing reps with the positive reps, right? I think it's very, very important when it comes to a guy like Darnell Wright. You got another play here. If you guys watch both the right tackle and right guard, they're going to pull to the left. It's a read option by Fields. He does have the option to hand it off. He's going to read it correctly in this instance. He's going to keep the ball. And the offensive line does a good job, in my opinion, right? If you guys watch both the right guard and right tackle, and I think this is where the Bears are going to have the most success. It's going to be on the ground, especially with this offensive line and the way they're kind of constructed. You can see that Patrick is going to go first. He's going to kick out, and the tackle has to get up to that second level defender, right? Whether it's a linebacker or if it's the safety that flashes. And you can see him here do a good job with the guy that steps up here. And basically, he's going to get the shoulder to the inside. And I know it's hard to see because there's a guy in the way, but you can tell he pushes his guy outward because he's taking that inside angle. And Fields is going to be able to get to the inside of that. And he picks up at least 10 to 15 yards before the first guy makes contact with him downfield. So this is a really, really nice job. And of course, the final play we have here, Wright does a good job. He's going to stick with his guy. Nothing too major, but you know, again, not a whole lot of clips. It is the first padded practice, and I'm very excited to continue covering the Chicago Bears. So if this is the first time you're on this channel, please consider subscribing. We do all 22 content. Preseason's right around the corner. We'll be covering the Bears this season once again. Focus on the offensive line, the defensive line, and some other guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.